and the traditional Jund mana base with some Kessel Goldfronts. So, after sideboard, what do you think Scott Paulick brought in to help him here?
Well, when you look at this one, basically Scott's got to make sure that he has to try to win before the late game, but that's probably not going to happen. He's going to need things to push through these cards that Lauren's going to throw down. My guess is he board in Blood Artists. He has 3 Blood Artists in his sideboard, and that's a card I really like because it helps push the extra points of damage in. He also has 2 Abrupt Decay, which seem very good to me as well. It's Wolfir Avenger, not Silverheart.
Right.
However, it does still seem to me like, well, maybe I wouldn't board them in anymore though. I'm not, but I do like Blood Artist. What do we say about Lauren's deck?
Well, Appetite for Brains certainly won't come in. Rakdos' Return won't come in. He could board in Cremate. That's a nice little trick, especially if his deck can keep 1 mana up, because that means he can snag a Messenger when it's in the graveyard. He can snag a Gravecrawler, something like that, snag a Dragon Angler. He can do a lot of things for value there. So he'll be bringing in the Cremates. He'll be bringing in, well, he might even bring in the Knights of Infamy just to trade. Even though the pro-white doesn't do anything, he might just need to shore up his early game against Scott Paulick. Golgari Charm will probably be coming in, if only to kill the Highborn Ghouls and Gravecrawlers and things like that. It can also remove the graveyard in a pinch too. The 1 extra Mizium Mortars. So I would guess like 1 Mizium Mortars, 2 Knight of Infamy, or 2 Golgari Charm, and 3 Cremate. In terms of what he'll take out, I'm not sure. His deck's creatures are really, really efficient against Scott Paulick. He does not want to board out Thragtusk. He does not want to board out Olivia or Huntmaster. Avenger is good. Geist is good. They all trade really favorably. I think he's probably just going to, wow, I don't know. His deck is really well set up against the zombie deck.
I think as well as it can be, it seems to be set up pretty well.
Right.
Cremate, like I said, Cremate is a very low investment thing that he can do. The extra Mizium Mortars is not bad, but outside of that, it really does seem like his main deck is pretty good. I don't know how much I like Garruk Primal Hunter in this matchup.
Yeah, that'll probably come out.
He'll play a lot like a 3/3 for 5, which isn't really what he wants to do. Scott on the play going to 6 here.
Same with Garruk Relentless. I'll probably be taking out those 2 Garruks. Even though Sever the Bloodline is really good against zombies, it is kind of expensive. He does have to keep his curve pretty low because the zombie deck can come out of the gates really fast.
Right. I think I still like Sever because of what it does do, but you're right. It's a little expensive, but I do still like the card.
Yeah. Maybe Rakdos Key Room. He might not have enough time to set up. I know that kind of messes with his mana cost a little bit, but if he did something like take out 1 Rakdos Key Rune, I don't think it would hurt him that
Well,
much.
the Key Rune is really, I mean, it's hard to say because it's a card I don't really like in this deck to begin with. It's really just an obelisk. It's probably it's rarely turning into a creature in this matchup.
Right, if he's doing that, that means he has nothing to do with his mana, which is really hard to do in this deck because he has so many expensive spells.
Yeah, it does block lot left troll because it does have first strike.
Right.
So, all right, we are getting started. Scott on 6 cards plays a turn 1 Diagraph Ghoul and passes. Lauren with that Farseek, which can be really good. Overgrown Tomb comes into play for Lauren Nolen. Glancing at Lauren's hand, though, I really do like how much pressure it has in it. Scott will bash down to 18, play a tapped Overgrown Tomb, and pass the turn.
Wow, no 2-drop, no extra 1-drop. So Scott Paulick, a pretty subpar 6 here.
It's okay. It has a 1-drop, which if you had to choose between 1 and 2-drop, you'd take 1.
Right.
But you're right. Farseek out of Lauren Nolen will find a Blood Crypt. And that'll pass the turn back. Lauren winding up for maybe a card like Huntmaster or, he has a pair of Huntmasters in his hand.
Well, yeah, that's a great start against the zombie deck with only 1 permanent in play. Or rather, only 1 creature in play.
Lauren will be down to 16.
Yeah, it looks like Scott Paulick, pretty new to the Magic scene, doesn't have too many accomplishments under his belt. Played in quite a few Star City Ohios, has had a few feature matches, but has yet to break through to the top 8, it looks like.
Scott, with an untapped Blood Crypt, makes lot left troll. The ground's really going to be clogged up with the Huntmaster that I have to imagine Lauren's playing here. Lauren tanking here. What to do about lot left troll?
Yeah, I guess trying to decide between the Olivia and the Huntmaster. I think I just
Okay,
slammed
it's one of each.
Huntmaster.
I like Huntmaster here. It seems like it really puts you back up to 18 and provides blockers for everything that Scott's deck's doing.
Yeah, plus you want to bait out the removal. But Lauren is the invitational champion, not me. We'll see what he does.
He agrees. He's going to go with Huntmaster of the Fells, putting him up to 18. Wolf into play.
A nice little LSV token there. Oh, and I'm sorry about before I said the Golgari Charm removed the graveyard. That's, of course, Rakdos Charm removes the graveyard.
Right. Golgari Charm's modes are -1/-1 to all creatures. It regenerates.
And it kills the enchantment.
Kills an enchantment. Alright, we have Scott tanking on the decision here. So he's got to find a way to push damage through this. The problem is he has to assume that this can't be Lauren's last big threat. So he wants to try to push damage in a way that kind of pays heed to the late game. If he can, for example, make a 4/1, the Falconwrath Aristocrat, I would probably just choose to do that. Most of his creatures regenerate. He doesn't have to worry too much. As long as he's playing a spell, Lauren won't be saying spell go.
Right.
He's going to attack here. Yeah, Lauren will trade with Diagraph Ghoul. That's
Definitely
probably fine.
I mean, it was probably going to happen at some point anyway, so might as well make it now.
He's going to discard a troll to a troll.
Wow, okay. So
Right.
he says take 3. That'll bring Lauren to 15.
The reason not sure I like that is I believe he has a Falcon. If he has a Falconwrath Aristocrat, I thought he did, which I thought he did. And Dreadbore.
Ooh, wow.
If you're gonna commit to that play, you're gonna want to do it pre-combat.
Yeah,
Oh no, that's fine. Maybe Lauren blocks, but
that's an interesting play from Scott Paulick.
Scott does not have the 4th land. I think that's why he's making this play.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen him play a Lawleth Troll there, probably make that attack and play a Lawleth Troll, because even if Nolen says go, he still can't kill a creature with that Huntmaster trigger.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then you save the Dreadbore for something like the Olivia that's about to come out.
Yeah.
He's looking at Rakdos Keyrune into Farseek, though.
Maybe take damage for a turn. Lauren has to make sure he's not too cavalier about his chances in this game.
I mean, if he does do this play, Keyrune into Farseek, he's pretty dead to the Aristocrat.
Right, which is why I think this is correct. Yeah, Olivia pass.
Scott will give that one a read, and he will not be happy to see what that does.
Right, Dreadbore, kind of would want his Dreadbore back. Scott had a land last turn, opted not to play it.
Interesting, a Blood Crypt too, so he'll have to take 2 for that. Hope he doesn't think Lawleth Troll is discard any card.
No. He doesn't have Faithful Suiting, so there's probably not a reason to hang on to a land.
And that Olivia is set to go to town on Lawleth Troll. There you see it.
Yep, so Olivia, not next turn, but the turn after, will be able to steal Lot Left Troll.
Lot Left Troll. I keep calling it Lawleth Troll, but it is Lot.
Lot Left. Yeah, kind of hard to say, but...
Law Troll. That's what I've heard it called the most.
Lol Troll.
Law Troll.
Alright, Troll swings. Lauren will drop to 12. Uncrypt into play, untapped, shocks Scott down to 16.
Free damage count up to 2.
Yep. Going to see another troll.
All right, so that must be why he didn't
and he's
play
going
it
to
last
pass
turn.
the turn.
Must have been a troll, not an aristocrat.
He's hanging on to the last card in his hand, which is a Diagraph Ghoul, in case Lauren decides to block. The problem here is that Lauren will have red mana up, and when Olivia deals a damage to a creature, Olivia also gets a 1/1 counter.
Right.
So Lauren, I'm not sure that Scott can beat Lauren just making land drops and saying go right now.
Right, he's just going to start stealing those trolls, block steal the troll.
Yep, he can Farseek here because he only has double red.
Right. That'll certainly get a mountain, or get a red source rather. Yep, there it is.
Blood Crypt.
Blood Crypt. Lauren is poised to take control of this game. Scott really, really needs to draw a Dreadbore here, and really that's the problem with using that Dreadbore on the Huntmaster. The Huntmaster wasn't really a huge threat. He could have dealt with it another way, and that Olivia wouldn't be on the battlefield right now.
Right.
Kind of the old axiom, save your removal spell until the absolutely last moment. Usually only applies to limited, but in this case it does too. You gotta save it for the big threat. And looks like Lauren thinking about the key rune here.
He swings the Olivia, alright.
Doesn't want to risk it dying to
two creatures.
Small burn spell, or yeah, 2 creatures, something like that. Because that really is his only action left. He has a key rune and a Golgari charm. Both of which are not too impressive.
Well, he needs to make sure to leave Golgari charm up to regenerate Olivia.
Right. So it looks like this is an upkeep ping.
Yep, upkeep ping, a lot less troll. If I'm Scott, I would snap discard my card. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That Diregraph Ghoul is not going to do anything.
Yep. Alright. Gets a counter. We'll still be able to fight this turn.
Olivia gets a counter.
Oh, now he's deciding if in response he wants to shoot it again.
Right. That would save him 3 damage this turn.
I don't really like that play because then he can't regenerate Olivia Voldaren.
Scott is empty-handed. I don't know if it's that big of a deal.
Well, the biggest reason is that if he lets this happen, he'll take more damage, but then he can steal a lot left troll next turn. It's already going to be a vampire.
That's true. I think I would ping it just to save the 3 damage. He's at 12 life. I think a more likely way that he loses is maybe by drawing, like, say, running burn spells, of which there are only 2 in the deck.
Yeah, there's some uncertainty, though, for Lauren that he's not sure. He's going to ping it again.
Oh, no, he's shriveling, I think.
He's shriveling it. He's shriveling, so now there is no regenerating through that, so he's essentially just trading cards.
Right.
He now has no way to regenerate his Olivia, and his Olivia will not get a 1/1 counter because the ping will not resolve. So
that's true.
A Flames of the Firebrand will kill Olivia.
Yeah, Scott's drawing pretty live here. He has not Abrupt Decay. He has Flames of the Firebrand. He has Dreadbore. Aristocrat Messenger would be fine here.
All right, now we're on the draw step for Scott. All right, here we go.
Upkeep.
Yeah. Swings for 2. It's been shrunk by Golgari Charm. Lauren drops to 10. And Scott passes the turn. So here's where Olivia, 7 mana is a dangerous number for her.
And the game is about to be taken over by everyone's favorite legendary
remember,
vampire.
if he can manage to kill Olivia Voldaren, which granted he has about 1 turn to do, he will get his troll back.
And Lauren might not take any chances. He might just take this troll now.
Well, he should at least ping it now to get the Olivia's 1/1 counter.
Right. Yep, so there we go. And also 1 extra damage on the attack, which is definitely relevant. And yeah, there we see that key rune. I would have liked to have seen that card sided out. Tough to really use in this matchup. You always want to use all your mana.
Right, he means still in his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a last priority always.
Big Dreg Mangler. Oh, the problem is, no, when he's about to go to attack, Lauren's going to steal the troll.
No, buddy. I'll take that. I'll have a blocker. Scott goes in for the 3rd read of Olivia. Probably realizes what a dire position he's in right now. And for the people on Twitter saying that he could have regenerated the troll, it was all in response to the discard, so it was still a 2/1.
And it was getting -1/-1, which you cannot regenerate through.
And now Scott has no good attacks. Really has no good plays, with only a swamp in hand.
No, he's going to have to draw a Abrupt Decay or a Tragic Slip or a Dreadbore. He's gonna need somebody to kill its Olivia on his very next draw.
Right.
Swinging here, Lauren's going to block, which I think that's unfortunate. I don't really like that attack by Scott. I don't know if he realizes if he kills the Olivia that he gets all his stuff back. But now if he kills the Olivia, he has nothing to get back. Right. He just traded both his creatures. And Thragtusk, that's gonna be the death knell right there.
Yeah, I think he can just win. He can play the 2/1, ping it with Olivia, get a counter, attack 4, maybe 7.
3, 7. Yeah, that's not enough, but it's a very neat play.
Olivia can't ping herself, right?
No, she can't. It's another creature.
Yeah. So there it is. See how he plays it. Probably just slam the Thragtusk too. Won't really be afraid of anything. Killing Wave is about the only thing that... No, that wouldn't even do it. Scott Paulick will see one more card and then concede.
It's Veilborn, it's Highborn Ghoul. That's not going to be enough.
No, not Veilborn Ghoul. Veilborn Ghoul might get him out of this.
No. All right, Lauren Nolen defeats Scott Paulick 2-1. Mid-range deck defeating John Zombies. I really do like aspects of Lauren's mid-range deck. There are aspects I don't like, the key rune part of it, but Lauren, I want to say these players were 3-1, but I will confirm that one way or the other.
Yeah, I think they were. I'm pretty sure Lauren Nolen did have a loss.